Alrighty, what is up guys? McWet here, and in this video we are going through a basic tutorial, beginner tutorial of a dual sword setup that you're gonna need in order to start doing some endgame things. Now that the second and I think final DLC for Sword Art Online, Alicization Lycoris, has actually released, so I'm going to go through it step by step, piece by piece, on what you need to adjust and what you should actually be looking for. Now this is going to be a very beginner like tutorial, so these are going to be things that you're going to be able to have pretty much just running through the DLC of, you know, the first DLC of Blooming of Forget-Me-Not and the second DLC that just came out. So I'm just going to show you how to set up your gear properly, so then you can start doing a little bit better and start taking down enemies 300 plus with the most basic gear setup. So to start with, we're going to start with the weapons. I think the best weapon setup is the dual sword setup. Why? Because you get two weapons, they both get their own little stats, they both get their own little, you know, certain buffs. So if you get lucky and you get like god tier a god tier weapon, you know, and it has a buff, then you can mix that with another weapon with its own buff, and it's like, you know, double passive buffs. So now the best weapons to use now that we're in endgame, so it's pretty much accuracy. So SP Almighty, or the Almighty Steel Edge, is definitely a good choice for anybody who's starting to play through the game. So they have an XT version, XT Almighty Steel Edge, which is fine. If you don't have that, an XT Alloy Sword, that's pretty good too, since it gives you some extra accuracy. Or if you just need extra accuracy in general, it's always good to have a secondary. The weapon you get from Blooming of Forget-Me-Not is also very good because it gives you a decent bit of accuracy, and then, you know, you get your special little enhanced armament thing. But, you know, if you really want to see the cutscene that badly, just visualize your attire to make it so then you're holding it properly, and then you'll be okay. But the tier is Alloy Sword, Blooming of Forget-Me-Not, Almighty Steel Edge, and then, you know, we start getting into the later swords that you find in, like, the last one you could have gotten that's extreme, that's really the best extreme that you could get, is the Galactic Jewel, and you get that from doing Supreme raids. So there's that. There's a lot of new SP Supreme gear out there too. So like you see here, an SP Almighty Steel Edge, you know, that's a little bit better than its predecessor of you know, just the extreme version. There's also a couple, you know, SP normal weapons that you can find too, but this is pretty much what you're going to be starting out with, the Alloy Sword and Blooming of Forget-Me-Not, which is perfectly fine. You can make a perfectly viable build with that too, so there's really no problem in being forced to use that. So now that I've talked about the weapons, you know, let's get to armor. Armor, you're always going to want to be using the Blacklight Clothes. At least that's what you're going to have when you're starting off the extreme difficulty, trying to get up and get your numbers up. So the Blacklight Clothes, why do you choose that? Well, it comes with the passes of Rising Spirit, so Rising Spirit is pretty good. There's also this buff that you can use, Accuracy Sword Dance Plus, but, you know, you don't really have to use any of that. So you also get the Blacklight Clothes because it's passive accuracy buff. So you see there, it's 76 right there, is probably one of the highest that you'll get in any of the normal armors. So it starts at around 30 versus some other pieces of armor that, you know, start out with 0 or something like that. But it's really good to start off with, and it's probably what you're going to be having most of the time. So that's always good. Keep it. You don't have to level the one you equip to very high. Like, you don't have to have it to level plus 30. You know, you can. Of course, more defense is always nice, but in order to do the damage that, you know, level 300 plus is needed, you don't really have to have it done. So next off, we're off to the accessories. So I like to do accessories like that give you buffs that you're going to use. So as you can see, a lot of people are using the same thing. The Ring of Tranquility is overall a nice ring because it gives you that Bulwark Goddess Plus. So that's just an upgraded Bulwark with Goddess. So as you can see, it gives you plus 10% on pretty much every stat, so that helps you. Hazard gauge plus 50%. You know, hazard is very important, especially when you're trying to take down the high levels. You get them down quicker so that you can get in your damage better. And as you see, the passive stats on that, pretty nice. Now for your second one, it's pretty difficult to kind of choose what you want for your second one. Me, I choose something with a bit that helps my accuracy a bit. So like this XT Black Collar. The Black Collar comes with Billion Blossom, which is an essential skill that you need for dealing damage. And then it also comes with Rising Spirit. So that's why I chose it. Of course, if you don't have it, you could always use Slaughter Belt. Was my next favorite choice before I decided to start using Black Ice Belt. But really, it's whatever you think is the best combo with the best buffs that you think you're going to use. So now we're moving on to skills. Skills we're going to be talking about. There's really only 2 skills that you need to use the entire damage cycle, and it's going to be one that you have that does hazard damage, and it's going to be one that you have that's just straight up downed damage. You know, as you see, it has my armor here has the little downed plus attack damage, so that's always good to have. Let me see. You can find these buffs throughout the world. They spawn in a chest somewhere. I'm not going to put it in the video, but you can just look up these incantations and look for it. The Raksha incantation and the Violet Flash incarnation, that you need. So pretty much those are the only 2 you need. You want one that's a quick attack skill. So like me, I like using Final Revolution, and then you customize it with an armor piece that has this Violet Flash incarnation. So then you can get the person downed very quick and start dealing your damage pretty soon. Once the person is downed, you could of course do the little combo, you know, as Shine Circular knocks him up into Fatal, Final Revolution knocks him up into down state, and then Nightmare Rain puts them down into the downed damage state. So then that's when you hit them with the Starburst Stream, which is with the, you know, the damage downed plus, as you can see. So you could do doing all that combo gets you up to damage level 4. You know, the damage combo level 4, which just pretty much helps you deal Mondo damage and Mondo, you know, in a little bit of time. So you want to do that as soon as you can. Like I said, you really want to make sure that you have your leveled up stuff equipped to your skills. So that's why I keep, you know, if you have XT Blacklight Clothes at level 30 and you have one at level 5, put the level 31 on your skill, and then put the level 5 one on you. Or if you, let's see, you have like 2 level 30s and 1 level 0, put both level 30s on your down skill and put it on your hazard skill, so then you do more damage. Because it'll, trust me, the little bit of accuracy that you're going to get while doing combo basic attacks is going to be nothing compared to when you're doing the skills. This is why you want to keep them on their skills, because the skills is what's actually going to make a difference. So now that the sword skills are handled, we'll get down to this stuff. So as you see, Bulwark of the Goddess, Sword of the Goddess, Billion Blossom, those are pretty good ones to keep. Really, it's just dealer's choice. When you're going on solo adventures and everything, and you know you are the main damage dealer, so you just got to make sure you put on Galvanize. Galvanize just puts up your art gauge, so then you can like enter in enhanced super arts mode and then do a lot of damage. Slows down the time and helps you deal more damage more quickly. For these ones, to customize them, really you could just choose things that reduce SP consumption and cooldown time. You want to do more cooldown time versus SP consumption, because cooldown time, it's really going to help you, especially when you can't get the boss in one down, so then you don't have to wait, you know, the full length of the recast time in order to, you know, do more damage, go through your damage phase again. So that's really all you want to do, is to make sure you get cooldown time. SP costs, if you just have it lying around, sure, but always go for cooldown time. For passive buffs, you really just want to make sure that you have stuff that'll help you stat-wise, like blade follow-up attacks, strength, agility, more flat-out stats all across the board. You know, if you're lacking accuracy, of course, you can start putting in accuracy things and skill speeds things if you want to. So it's going to be the same amount, kind of like the same abilities all across the board. You know, you want accuracy if you need accuracy. You want more damage things if you don't have damage. So it's really just find the best combination that works for you. This is what I feel like has worked for me, and then, you know, you can also just go through a couple other different skills if you feel like it. So that's pretty much everything on the skills page. You know, I mean, for the X skill, you know, Berserker or Attacker, there's really no reason why you should use any other X skills. So just make sure you have that, especially when you're doing the damage. So now I'm going to be talking about the records. So this is the stuff where it gets kind of mechanicky, but, you know, not really. So Born Leader, you want to make sure you have that if you're in a party with buffers. Like if, let's say, this Kirito wasn't my main damage dealer, I would want Born Leader. So then what it does is that once I put on Billion Blossom, the person next to me in the party gets Billion Blossom too. So that's pretty good, and you can kind of mix and match skills with that to make sure that your damage DPS is nice and buffed. If you don't want that, or if you know, you for some reason you want 2 damage dealers or something like that, you want to choose Nimble. Nimble increases character's accuracy, and for, you know, Prodigy. Nimble and Prodigy are pretty much both good choices, but when you get towards Endgame where level 900 enemies start requiring like 1200 accuracy and stuff like that, you want Nimble because it'll help a lot. For your anima, me personally, I just use Uptight. It increases attack in all situations, and there are a couple new ones. I think Rogu has one called Little Brother. He's one of the new characters in the DLC number 2, and it increases defense for the party or something like that. But really, Uptight is the way to go. This stuff doesn't really matter since you're going to be controlling your character as you go. But so for buff characters, like I said, Born Leader. So yeah, you could just use a bot for that since the person doesn't really need to do anything. So as you can see, my Medina, I make sure that she has nice buffs all around, so then I can switch to her really quick and just get off some extra buffs. Make sure that she has Born Leader too, so then those buffs that she uses also carries off to mine. And since she's a bot, she doesn't really need super yoked gear or anything like that. Keeping the Beauty Incarnation Chain Burst level 4 is pretty much essential in your second character, or in at least one character in your party, so then, you know, your whole party kind of gets that buff and you can go up to level 4 for attacks, which is pretty essential when you want to get Mondo damage. But anyways, that's pretty much it. That's the whole tutorial. I can show you guys now what the basic combo is that you're supposed to be using when you actually go into a fight. So here we go. Okay, so when the fight starts, you want to get your super meter up, so you use Galvanize for that. And then if you don't have any SP left, you just use your super arts to also use your buffs. And then you start spamming your hazard ability in order to get the hazard gauge up. Once you do that, you do the combo double circular, final revolution, and then finish it off with the Nightmare Rain. And then you start spamming your Starburst Stream. For me, it's Starburst Stream, which has the down damage bonus. And that's pretty much the combo you're going to use every single time you have an opponent you're going against. So it's pretty quick right there, but that's just because I have a little bit of yoked gear right now. So for anybody just starting out, like with let's say I'd want to say level 30 plus gear, you'd probably be able to handle the level 300 boss, which is Chudelkin. So with gear like shoot, I'll show you in a minute. Gear like this person right here with level 40 plus 30 gear. You see the basic stats, accuracy 600 plus, attack 1700. Accuracy like this, you'd probably be able to take down level 3 to 400 with accuracy like that. When you start getting up to the 800s and 900s, you're gonna need more and more accuracy. So with me, my skill right now, when I hit with the Final Revolution and accuracy 1042, I still miss occasionally with level 600 pluses. So that's always something you got to keep aware of. So you could pretty much keep under 1000 accuracy up until level 500 and you'll be okay. But other than that, when you get up to level 500 plus, you're going to need to try to push the boundaries of your accuracy with either your weapons or your gear. I hope that helped. That's pretty much everything. Make it look like whoever you want, do whatever you want, but that's just the best things that I've found have worked out for me. And I hope this helps you guys take down bigger and badder enemies. I know that for me, until I got this build down, I wasn't taking down enemies over level 100. Even though I had just beat the vanilla game, I was still struggling to beat the game as a whole, like Endgame, take down level 200 things and everything. But now, like with this build, it makes a huge difference. Even just changing a couple of these items, like just your skills, will probably increase your damage like tenfold. Gonna be honest, like even if you just have the 2 skills with 1 hazard and 1 downed, you'll see a huge damage bonus no matter what. And just always remember, this thing is kind of like a buff game, so make sure you can get all the proper buffs. You have all the records and everything set up straight, and you'll be okay. That's me, so have a good day.